Hi, my name is Ryan. This is my second flip. It's a six drawer dresser. Um, it came out really well, and I really liked the end product. The paint and the drawer pulls I think all worked really well together. Um, it was a really heavy dresser, so made it a little more difficult moving it around. But other than that, I think it went really smoothly. Um, I will at the end of the video I'll break down my costs and my profits. Um, Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hello. Well, I bought this at a yard sale also. Um, she wanted 20 for it, which isn't it's not a bad deal, but I always want to get a better deal. So I asked if she would accept 10, and she said no. So 20 it was. It's really beefy. The thing is so heavy. The drawers are made of like 3/4 inch, I don't know, poplar. I don't even know what kind of wood. Just it's heavy wood. I'm going to remove the drawer pulls because I mean, we're going to remove them anyways, but I don't think I'm going to reuse them, especially not for this one. I had something else in mind, so I'm going to remove them and fill the holes. They also painted it, and I don't know if if they were going to paint it a color and that's a primer, or that they just stopped at one coat of white. Um, but it's definitely, I'm definitely gonna have to sand it down and repaint it, obviously. But I'm just not sure if that was primer or paint. They also painted the sides of the drawers, which I don't do, and I'm just gonna have to live with that. So now I'm just gonna clean it up with some simple green. Remove all the drawers. Get ready for sanding. So again, I think I'm using 150 grit sandpaper on that, and I hooked it to my shop vac to get most of the dust. It had a lot of water damage around the bottom, so it must have been sitting somewhere either outside or in a garage that had water coming into it. I don't know, but it all around the bottom had some water damage, so I just had to sand that flush with the rest of the sides. That bottom trim piece is also loose, and a little later it'll show why. I clamped it just so I could sand it without breaking it. This one had a lot of sanding on it. So they have this little plastic brackets, little L brackets that hold it to the body, and they stapled like I don't know 100 staples in each one, and it had just broken between one side and the other. So I'm just going to replace it with some steel ones if I can get it off. Like I said, they put a ton of staples in it. There it is. It's like some sort of trap. Got the top part off too. I think there's a couple of staples left over that I had to get out with some needle nose. Then I'm going to drill a pilot hole for the steel brackets. And they were all broken on all of them, so I had to replace all of them with, I think it was 3 of them. One in the top, or one in the side, left, right, and in the middle. Now I'm taking my wood filler and I'm going to fill any divots or gouges or scratches. There wasn't a ton in this one, mostly at the bottom. Sand it down. I'm going to fill in these old pole holes, and then you're going to see later on I have to re-drill them because what I was going to do at first was put a two screw hole pull on there, and as I got closer to being finished, I found these other holes that I really liked, which were single hole, and so I had to re-drill the holes. It's not a big deal. Just an extra step that I probably didn't need to do. So I'm using the same colors because I have that at that time. That's all I had. So and I'm trying to save money. So I'm using the same colors I used on the first flip, but I'm using it kind of in reverse. I'm painting the whole body black, and then I'm painting the drawers gray. And the poles are actually a dark color also, so it really accented that, and I thought it looked pretty good. But I have picked up some new colors, so next time. So I'm sanding it between coats, and I had to sand pretty good on that because it looks like I didn't make the where I put the putty in flush, so I had to sand that a little harder. Then I'm putting on a top coat, and it will dry clear. I know when I first started putting on I was like, what? But it does, it dries perfectly clear. And here I am. I'm going to re-drill those holes out. And I am going from the inside out just because that's where I know exactly where the hole is on the inside. The blowout on the other side was very minimal. It only pushed the paint out. It didn't have any, because it was the same hole. It didn't really do any damage. That's the pole I'm going to be using for all of them. I paid $2 a piece at Home Depot. And here's the beginning before, and here's the after. I think it really brought it to a new level. I think it made it look so much nicer than before, modernized it, and the pulls I think really did the best part for that whole thing. So I had this is the image I used for Facebook Marketplace. These I think there's 3 or 4 of them here.
So now let's see where we're at with how much I spent and how much I made, and where we are with the total for the vacation. So I made a chart so I can figure out how much money I have left to make and how much money I have made. It's a thermometer. I'm also going to put in how much money I've spent and how much money I've made on this line right here. So the first flip cost me $10 plus 5 for paint, 15 total. Sold it for 60, which leaves $45 in profit. Let's mark this out and color it in red, because red means money. Not really, it's green, but you know what I mean. So for flip 2, let's draw the line. I spent 20 on it, and then on the pulls and the paint, I spent another $30, which equals 50, and I sold it for a whopping $125, leaving me 75. So that leaves me a total of 120 in profit so far. I still obviously have a long ways to go, but I feel pretty good on the progress so far. So that's where we're at. Thank you for watching, and I already have the next project ongoing. It's different than any kind of dresser or drawers or cabinetry. It's a pair of vintage chairs. So I'm excited to show you that. I'm working on that right now. We'll see how it turns out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.